happy wife, happy life. And I'm like, you can't express yourself? I'm not saying be mean,
Right.
but whatever happened to expressing yourself?
Well, it's not balanced.
There you go. That's the word.
That may work for them. But how about this? It's actually not working. They got to keep saying that shit to remind them, oh, let me get in line. Let me get in line. Happy wife, happy life. That's what works for her. As long as she's happy, I can watch the game in peace. But are you happy?
What's up, guys? I'm Uriah Hall, and welcome to the Hall Pass Show, where you get a Hall Pass to have some conversation. Today, my guest is Affion Crockett. If you don't know who Affion is, he's a stud. He's been in the game for over a decade, done movies as Scary Movie, Def Jam, and my favorite, Wildin' Out. One of my best things about Affion is he does impersonation with his Jay-Z or Drake. And today we're going to dive deep, so get ready.
What are we talking about?
That was good. All right. I can't laugh. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, me and Michelle, we're big fans. We've seen your work. We think you're great, and we want to support you. So I just want to know a little bit much more. I want to tell the kids, and hopefully we can all just come together and
I
watch
like how
you
you act
perform.
like we don't already know each other, okay? I performed at your first inauguration, okay?
You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. At that time I was going through some things, and I got distracted.
Yeah. Clearly you forgot. You ran the country for 8 years. It's a lot that goes into that. I get it. You get forgetful.
That's what happens when you get married, and I'm here for America, and I know right now we're a little distracted, and I want to get us back on course.
I appreciate it. Can you run for a third term?
I mean,
we need that desperately.
I've warned you. I mean, we can roll the tape.
Let's run it back.
All right, that was my skit for Barack. What do you think? You think that was good?
No, it was solid. It was pretty solid.
Word.
Man. I was shocked. I was like, wait a second. What's Uriah Hall about to do on the impression tip? But you killed that,
Word.
man.
All
Yeah.
Right. And you know what's funny? I did that accidentally. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was talking, and they were like, "Bro, why you sound like a Barack?" I'm like, I do. And then my body just morphed into it. I start ordering food. Yes, I want to try your quarter pounder. And people are like, Barack, what the fuck you doing here?
Yeah. That's pretty close.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. The last time I saw you, we're just gonna go into the back. But before I even do that, a lot of people are knowing you as the magician. I call you the magician because you dabble into a lot of stuff, and I think whatever you touch, you just make it gold. You're on TV. You're doing your comedy sketch, and I love that. And that confidence just radiates. But I know a lot of people don't know the man behind all those acts.
Right.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
What most people don't realize is that I'm actually like a shy introvert.
Oh,
right?
Word?
Yeah, growing up around the world, military family, there's a lot of culture shock in that because you grow up in like foreign countries and stuff like that. So you spend a lot of time in your head. You spend a lot of time being the new student multiple times in different schools. So during your formative years, it's really tough to find your identity, especially when you're you're going through puberty and all the things. Your body's already changing. So it's like you're trying to just find socially how to get comfortable. So fast forward to now, even though I'm an entertainer, my entertainment and my comedy is more of a mask. I hide behind it well. I use it for what I need to. I mean, it's made me a pretty nice living. But it's not my natural. Like, I'm more of a quiet, cerebral guy than I am like the life of the party.
It's funny you said that because that was literally going to be my question. Like, do comedians hide behind that? And if they do, like, is that like more of like, how do I say it? a second type of character that you have to like an alter ego?
Somewhat. I wouldn't say it's an alter ego. It's like it's definitely a part of me.
Mm,
It's just the part that I release whenever I choose,
mm.
and I choose to show whenever I choose.
So what kinda got you into that? I mean, were people just like, "Yo, you funny, bro, you should use this?"
No, I've always been creative. So for me, everything was observant and analytical,
Yeah.
right? Since I was a kid, I was always listening to cartoons or like any character that had a voice. So I was always doing characters just around the house,
Okay.
imitating British people accents. My mom is Trinity, so Trinidadian accents. I would imitate them and cartoon characters. But it was in the '90s because I'm a dancer originally. So I
Word.
always knew the stage. Yeah, b-boying, hip hop, all that kind of stuff. So I always knew the stage. And when Def Comedy Jam came around in the '90s, I combined my dance skills, my stage presence with doing all impressions and voices.
Mhm.
So that was what helped me build a stand-up career. It wasn't because I thought I was funny. I just knew that I had talent. I didn't know how my talent would be received, so I just tried it.
Mm.
And people started my first show, they was laughing, like big laughs, and it was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was at a time when the Panthers had just got there, um, Charlotte Hornets, like, all these teams were brewing, so it was a lot of money starting to flow through Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
So the one night that they had for comedy, was the Black Comedy Night on Tuesday nights. That's where you really could see if you had the goods or not, because the crowd was so real, they'll tell you.
Yeah. You think that I'm guessing that was like the beginning stage of that success. Did it cost you anything?
As far as what?
As far as like, I hear a lot of stories of people sacrificing themselves for success, where they have to change who they are to fit in that world.
Nah, I've always I've had a strong foundation of knowing who I am. I've always I've had it since, ironically, Bruce Lee. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee, and so since I was about 14, when I watched Return of the Dragon when he fought Chuck,
Mhm.
I literally taught myself martial arts by watching that initially, right? Watching his moves, his his range finding,
Mhm.
his lead leg, you know what I mean, side
Yeah,
kicks,
yeah, yeah.
leg kicks, knee kicks, hitting the closest target to him, right? Um, and I always noticed in Bruce's movies, he was always the fish out of water that had to find his confidence. You know what I mean? And he would find his confidence. He would find it through beating the shit out of people. But through him and his example, I was able to find a good grounding of knowing who I am. So when it came to the industry and success, I never came to Hollywood thinking, "Oh, I'm scared of if someone's gonna offer me cocaine or someone's gonna do, mislead me in some kind of a way."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always knew what the mission was.
Yeah.
So that part never wavered. So I know who I am.
You know, we share something in common because I learned how to fight the same way. I was VHS,
Yeah.
you know, I would
Yeah.
I would plug in Tekken, best game ever, and I would practice all the moves, the range and all that stuff. And going back to what you said earlier about like mimicking, you know, like watching accents. That's how I learned how to speak like this. It's not my real voice.
Right.
Yeah, Jamaican, so I'm really, you know what I'm saying? But I have to talk like this when I'm around my awesome white friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all we just all have to do that, you know what I'm saying? We must do so.
Yeah, but you know, we all learn differently, and that was my way of kind of finding out who I am, especially as an immigrant coming to America. And, you know, the first thing that happened to me was bullying.
Yeah.
And that kind of led the trajectory of learning how to fight. And I tell that story all the time because I didn't know what bullying was. I didn't know what racism was. I didn't know any of that. I remember my first time, this is going to be funny. I remember my first time seeing white people. You know, I mean, I've seen them on TV.
Right.
And I was a kid in Jamaica and I saw this white dude and he was at a church ministry. And I ran up to him. I'm like 8. And I'm looking at him and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, I touched him and I ran just to
That's
see how
funny.
real it was. And, you know, looking back at that, man, it was such an innocence.
Yeah.
And you just come into another country and having that culture shock, it just changed my trajectory. Was there like a moment for you that propelled you to where you are today?
Not a one single moment. I would say though, when I first did stand up in Charlotte at that club,
Mm,
that was the thing that was like, okay, this thing has legs.
mm,
Because I'm performing on the same stage as at the time, like legends had
yeah,
hit that stage. And in that same night, there was legends there. So the fact that I got the big laughs and a big round of applause on my 5 minute set, that was all the indication that I needed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You think you think Hollywood is fake?
Of course. I mean, there's aspects of it that's fake,
Mm,
right? Meaning, I mean, literally, movies aren't real. The people are playing other people.
right, right, right.
So it's literally built on an art form that's meant to be fake for storytelling purposes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people understand that side, but I think what I was
You
trying
mean
to
is it
say,
inauthentic?
yes,
To some degree. I mean, look, everything, nothing is extremely one way or the other.
right.
There's always going to be some real people wherever you go, and there are some real people in Hollywood, but there also are people that aren't genuine. They're opportunists, and they're looking for whatever they're looking for, and so you can't really spend a lot of time worrying about that or let that hinder you.
Yeah,
You just got to move with the roll with the punches,
yeah.
basically.
And I don't know if you relate to this, but in my field in the UFC, when I was there were certain things that were happening where I didn't really want to play the game, and I felt I was losing myself. And I'm
Mm,
like, this is not fair. It's not me because I was raised on some traditional values, especially when it came to martial arts with honor and integrity. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, like talking trash. I'm like, that's not who I am. In fact, one time I talked trash and some fan was like, bro, that ain't you. What are you doing? I was like, yeah, you're right. My bad.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I just didn't want to lose myself. And I hear a lot of people had to kind of bite the bullet to do that. Um, how do you feel about that?
I think your instinct and your friend's instinct is correct because I'm the same way. Like, that's why I love Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is the most positive. He's like, look, I get it. We got to promote the fight, but I'm not about to trash your mother and your kids and your
Yeah, that ain't me.
family to promote a fight. Let's get in the ring,
Uh-huh.
see who the better man is, win, lose, or draw. I have honor in that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when and especially now, there's a lot of comedians specifically that are going online and having beef with each other and
Mhm.
making videos. First of all, if I got to make a video, there's no real beef. If I see you in person
Mm,
and you feel a way or I feel a way, if we don't approach each other and iron it out,
yeah.
whether it has to go to fisticuffs or
Fisticuffs,
words,
uh-huh.
we're not real men. So what are we talking about? I can make a video, man. Fuck Uriah, man. Fuck Uriah Hall. He's a fake martial artist and
Right?
he's a this and he's a that. That's risky because I gotta see you at
You
some
gotta
point.
see me at some
So
point.
what does it benefit us to perpetuate negativity, gossip, trash talk?
It's clout.
Yeah, it's now it's for clicks and views.
That's exactly
I
it.
just don't believe in it. I don't
I don't believe it
care
either.
how much money's attached to it. I associate that with selling your soul.
Exactly.
So for me, it's like it's not even an option. Even some, and there have been some people that have an issue with me, and they'll make videos and mention my name and say things.
Somebody has an issue with you?
I say nothing. Yeah, yeah, there's people.
I can't even think of something that you could do to even hurt anybody.
I'll tell you offline, and it'll make sense to you. You'll get it. And
Okay.
it's partially because I don't pay people any attention.
Uh-huh.
So when they want the attention and you don't give it to them, then they have a problem. Oh, he's an asshole. He's a this. He's a that. It's like
Ah.
nah. I just mind my business. And if we're not friends like that, why am I gonna walk up to you and have a conversation?
I mean,
So
social media kinda make it easy for that accessibility where people can just and I'm
that's what
just
they
like, "Yo,
think,
my man, like, you do know what I'm capable of, right?" "Oh, you what do you think this is UFC?" I'm like, "What does that even mean?"
right?
"Well, there's a ref there." I'm like, "Yeah, the ref is there to make sure we don't die." Like, what do you think is gonna happen to you if a ref is not there?
Hey man, people really be having you fucked up, don't they?
Oh,
They really be having you fucked up.
I
See,
it
I've trained with you, so I know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think like I've been around the fight game my whole life.
Mhm.
So I just know when it's real and when it's not.
Yeah.
And when people are just, talking a lot, the ones who are the most silent and calm and
Mhm.
peaceful, those are the
Oh, yeah.
ones you have to guard your life with
Yes.
because they'll
Yes.
kill you.
And
The
I've met some.
loudest ones are the ones that are just like, "Yeah, all right. Say it. As long as you say that from over there,
Yeah, yeah. That's
there's
what I
no issue."
always say. I'm like, "Bro, just make it all the way down here, and let's see if you make the 7 o'clock news."
Bro,
But
I saw you training kicks on a heavy bag with top. That's just training. And you have this freaky even both legs are, like, evenly powerful.
uh,
Like, your shit is crazy, man. People
well,
need
I'm
to
old school, and going back to what you said about certain principles, I think you have an old school mentality too, where, it's honor, integrity. Like, I like the old school boxing, like a Marvin Hagler,
That's my
or like,
favorite boxer.
really,
Marvin H Marvin Hagler is
that's
my
my
favorite
favorite
boxer.
boxer.
Yes. My top
Yeah.
3 boxers, just my own personal
Uh,
favorites, Marvin Hagler,
uh-huh.
Mike Tyson,
Okay.
Roy Jones Jr.
Okay.
Those are my 3.
Okay. Those are part of my top 5.
Mhm.
I gotta throw Roberto Duran in there, man.
Of
Just
course.
like,
Of course. Look, I'm not sliding
yeah, yeah.
any
No,
I'm
no, no.
just
I'm just
saying,
speaking for me.
but
Yeah.
for sure,
Oh, yeah.
Roberto Duran,
Oh my God.
and that's when they
In
were
his
doing
prime
15
too.
rounds.
Back when fighting was like, you want to fight? You want to fight? All right, let's go.
Yeah, ain't no, let me talk to my promoter
You
and
know what I'm
see what it
saying?
is,
Like,
and no, you wanna get down?
yeah.
Set the date.
On the street.
Set the date. Let's get
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. And I missed that era. Marvin Hagler is actually my boxing coach, training partner. So
Wow.
my boxing coach, Clayton Hires, he trains with Marvin Hagler. I mean, the dude's a stud. He's like, gonna kill me for this, maybe 5'2".
Yeah.
But man, he gets into those body shots,
Yeah.
and he's always telling me stories. In fact, when he introduced me to watch Marvin Hagler, I copied that style because Marvin would switch his stance and go
Mhm.
into it.
Mhm.
That's when I became a little bit ambidextrous, and I'm like, I can utilize this. And I think he's, one of the best to ever do it, man. I love his mentality. It's just war, old school, running into
Yeah,
random
yeah.
boots.
He didn't back down. He moved forward.
Yeah.
Hands of steel.
Hmm.
Him and Tommy Hearns, that
That first,
minute
what
and
was
a
it, 3
half.
rounds?
I think it was a minute and a half. I mean, a
Jesus.
round and a half,
Yeah, yeah,
rather.
yeah. Was it a round and a half?
Ridiculous.
Just back and forth. And that's my mentality because I'm like, I'll fight you, whatever. But in UFC, I didn't know this till later. A lot of these guys are being strategic.
Mhm.
It's like, well, I fight him, I'll dodge him. That will give me the title shot.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what cherry picking is all about. Like, people have been called out about that a lot, and they'll deny it as much as they can, but
Mhm.
you can see the record.
Is that the same in your field too? Where you have to kind of, not necessarily you, but play the game in a certain way to dodge certain things? Maybe
Normally,
politically?
when the dodging thing happens
Uh-huh.
is normally when you're doing a show where there's multiple comedians,
Okay.
and there's somebody that you know is so funny that you don't wanna go behind that person. That's
Oh.
normally what will happen. You're like, "You know what? Let me go in front of this guy because and that's actually an honorable thing to do in stand-up.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you know somebody is just that fucking
Yeah,
strong,
yeah.
you
I
just
can see
gotta bow
that.
down and be like, "Yo, he's
You
gonna have this
got it.
building rocking.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to put my ego on the line and try to headline or go after him like I'm the biggest one in the biggest name in the game or
Yeah,
whatever."
yeah,
You
yeah.
can do it if you nice,
Right, right, right. And
but
that's putting your ego in check too.
yeah, exactly. But there's certain people that you you just gotta be like, even if I am the headliner, I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring him on after me
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
introduce him to people that don't know him because this motherfucker is he gonna run circles around everybody.
And that's balance too. I think that's, to me, that's a part of masculinity
Hmm.
because a lot of people have changed this world. Toxic masculinity. Like, no, you're just a piece of shit, bro. It's like the
Right.
word woke. Woke used to be alert,
Right.
and
Right.
you're
Right.
the opposite of asleep. I don't know who the
Right.
fuck turned woke into being an idiot, or I don't even
Well,
know what they call it. But to me, woke back in the day was, oh, stay woke,
yeah.
stay alert, know
Well,
the
that's
bullshit.
that's the guy in the office. He made it into a,
The guy that he did that,
yeah, he did that.
that's where it came from.
Yeah. He demonized it and made it something else. But, whatever.
I mean, right now, I personally feel there's a epidemic with that masculinity thing. It's like I'm finding myself either in the conversation around certain people, and I feel like my masculinity is being threatened. And
How
they're
so?
like, I'll go to New York. I'm from New York. Yeah, I'm from New York. What's up? You know, I'm from New
Mhm.
York, and like last couple of times I was there, it was like all feminine dudes, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But I'm like, I couldn't find another dude, another guy I can talk to with that presence of a
Mm,
masculine figure.
mhm.
And I'm not hating. That's not my thing. You know, do you? Who cares about your sexuality? But when I hear women complain about it, I'm like, oh, it's a thing.
Well, what I'm noticing is less about sexuality, it's more about the traditions and the morals and the culture of manhood. That's what's going out the window.
Mm,
Meaning, again, it has nothing to do with sexuality. Even
yeah.
heterosexual males are sometimes more delicate than women. They don't, and they're not chivalrous. They don't protect. They're not trained to protect women and children. That is a cultural thing, right? That's what we used to do in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
If you see an old woman walking down the street with bags in her hand, you offer to help her carry her bags to the crib. You know what I'm saying? You see women leaving the club in their high heels and
Yeah.
they take the heels off and they put the flats on because their feet are hurting. They've been dancing all night. If they're fucking walking in the middle of the night to their car that's parked down the street,
Hmm.
as men, we're supposed to walk them to their car. I don't give a fuck who they are.
Yeah.
It ain't about the number. It ain't about trying to bag them.
Mm-mm.
Just walk them to their car, make sure they're safe. That's manhood. Like
Hmm.
I feel like men have lost the principles of what being a man is traditionally.
What do you think kind of influenced that?
I think
I mean, there's so many
I
variables, you know,
yeah,
like
there's a lot of variables, man. But I think social media had a lot to do with it. Reality TV.
facts.
When you get men spending more time in the mirror than women on some, you know what I mean, on some pretty boy
Oh,
ego
some
shit.
selfie shit.
Yeah, on some selfie, self gratification, self promotion. You know, it just says a lot about either they didn't have a male example
Uh,
or like I like to look fly too. Like I
yeah.
put myself together, but I had a man in my household.
Yeah.
That was my dad. My dad was a military dude. Like
Mhm.
I saw him come home with the dirty nails, and he used to jump out of planes, and he had the work boots, and he would come home exhausted from training in the field for a week,
Mhm.
and just drop on the couch watching the game, but he's asleep, he's tired. So I saw what men are supposed to do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And just because we don't have dirt under our nails, it don't mean that I'm not willing to get gritty with it and
Yeah.
still uphold the principles of manhood.
So that could be a thing then because, you know, you were around that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, I see a lot of kids with both parents, but I'm like, the fuck are they doing?
they were probably coddled.
Okay.
If you have parents that coddle you and they do everything for you,
Yeah.
then yeah, you'll probably have the mentality that everybody is supposed to serve you
Ugh.
and that the world is supposed to serve you.
We're all you
And
something.
you're gonna be a rude awakening for you.
I listen. I always make fun of this. You know, I have a couple of friends, and you know they're younger than me, and I'm like, listen, man, I want to stick around to see how y'all gonna fuck this up, or fix it,
Right.
or because nobody really wants to be like a lawyer, a doctor, the real shit. Everybody just wants to be
Famous.
yeah,
Yeah,
go
everybody wants to,
viral,
wants to
and they're
be
making stupid videos,
yeah.
or let me rephrase that, entertaining videos for the views, or I just don't
Well,
understand that.
some there's some really entertaining people out there.
Yeah.
But then like there's the prank videos where they're literally
I'm
walking
waiting,
up
bro. I'm waiting for
walking up to
somebody to do
people
that shit
in the
to me.
street saying something disrespectful,
I'm
and then
waiting.
when the person charges at them, no, 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 it's a video, it's a video.
Why you
You,
mad, bro?
you should get your yeah, you about to get your ass beat.
Yeah.
You can't say disrespectful shit behind the guise of a joke and expect people to not react. That's
There's
not entertainment.
there's
That's risking your life.
a mumbling. There's a kid that mumbles. Sure, he'll see this. And when I was fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, I guess he does skits where he mumbles to people, and I'm in fight mode. I fight, you know, a former world champ. I think his record was 56 and change under 10, and I'm like, I'm in zone, and you know, we had to do media day, and the kid was just like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? And he just kept mumbling. I was like, bro, I can't. What are you talking about? Oh, and I got a little upset. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he was like, oh, it's a prank. And I'm like, bro, you do that shit right now? And then, of course, he posted it, and all these little dorky minions are like, why are you upset, bro? Because they're all kids. They don't
Mm.
understand. You know, they're pussies. They're soft.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, of course I'm going to be upset, dude. I'm in fight. Do you know what fight mode is?
Hmm.
It's like the gladiator days, bro. I'm ready to kill somebody. You think
Yeah.
it's trying to be funny? And I don't think they understand that, man. And it's one of the reasons why I'm working on something for the younger youths because I want to realign that masculinity.
Right,
There's nothing, being who you are, but kind of like what you said, that protecting our women, that standing up for what's right, standing up for justice. I feel like
right.
it's lacking. And maybe God is like, bro, hop in.
Yeah, I think through fighting as well. Like a lot of these younger men were not trained to properly fight.
Mm.
They may be street fighters or they may have gotten in a couple scuffles, but the levels of confidence that comes from having an ability
Mm.
is
Oh, yeah.
night and day. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is probably a missing link, or you utilizing what your skill set is to teach. I think that will be a big help to
Oh, yeah.
shaping the next generation or the people that are in your circle
Absolutely.
to, upholding those principles. And
You ever get into fights?
not much. I got bullied a lot though, but that's why I started learning
Oh,
martial
okay.
arts. So
Like
when I
when you were
started,
young? Like really, really,
yeah,
really
when I
young?
was young, I was like 10, 12 years old.
Mm.
But when I started learning how to fight, then people didn't want to fight me.
Ah.
So, I got into little stuff, but it wasn't. I'm not the guy that's like, yeah, I got into all types of shit and I was beaten. Nah, my method was the more I learned to talk out of stuff. The more I learned I didn't have anything to prove.
It's funny you say that, man. I feel like we have so much in common with that because I said that. I had to, I talked my way out of that. My first time ever standing up to a bully was like I was 14, 15, and I went to karate for the first time. I
Hmm.
must have went on a Friday, and the Monday I was getting picked on. And
Right.
somehow I learned what confidence was because the kid was throwing snowballs at the kid next to me. He was like a really nerdy kid. And I was like, just keep walking because that's what they tell you in school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Ignore.
Just ignore 'em.
So I'm walking, the train station is there, and he's throwing the snowball at the kid. And then the snowball hit me. And I don't know what happened. I
You
just
blacked
turned
out.
around. I was like, what the fuck? And it's like a small voice was like, Negro, what are you doing? You're going to die, you know? And then he froze. He didn't know what to do.
Right.
And I turned around. I was like, holy shit, it worked.
You learned.
That was my first time understanding confidence,
Yeah.
and I think confidence is so important for kids
Hmm.
because I used to teach kids, and one of the best things you can teach them is self discipline
Hmm.
with self defense, and what that builds for them is self confidence.
Right.
Because kids, to me, they quit things easily, right? And most parents, well, what do you want to do, Timmy? Oh, I want to do baseball instead. It's like, no, motherfucker, you gotta teach
You
him to go through
gotta
that wall.
the same way they have to go to school,
Yeah.
and that's mandatory. I believe that you should teach your child at least one discipline, and
Oh
9
yeah.
times out of 10, that's gonna be fighting for me,
Oh yeah.
right? Maybe an art, musician,
Hmm.
be whatever, but a a child, male or female, should learn how to defend themselves for sure.
Absolutely. I think having two parents is important. Both parents,
Mhm.
and you speak highly of your dad. I mean, that was a different era, and for now where we're at, do you feel like femininity is kind of disappearing?
I wouldn't say that. I just think the cultures are confused.
What do you mean?
That like, there's a lot of feminine women out there,
Yeah.
a ton of them. Like that still exists. I just think that the rhetoric they're starting to recite rhetoric that they're hearing other women say.
Yes.
Again, reality TV, podcasts, all of this shit is starting to infect the natural flow of masculinity and femininity. So when you have a lot of males who are quote unquote fuck boys who are using women, doing like just don't know how to treat women. They're more again in the mirror than the women are.
Yeah.
Now the roles are a little bit reversed. Now you're a metrosexual man. You're more arrogant and into yourself versus being around this woman who should be into you. And so the women now feel like they're unprotected and they have to go work. They have to go protect themselves. They have to do all the work. So they get a little more masculine or as they say, I'm in my masculine. I want to be in my feminine,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can't do it unless I'm around a man
Hmm.
that puts me in that feminine.
Hmm.
Um, It doesn't give them an excuse
Mhm.
to just become a headache. You know what I mean? Like, so I think we all got to find a balance,
Yeah.
like on either side. Like the men can't be hyper masculine and degrading women. The women shouldn't be hyper. Um, the men can't be hyper feminine or just hyper, just hyper anything
Yeah.
to the point where they disregard women, and then the women can't be so in that masculine where they become dickheads. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect, but they shouldn't become that. They should hold on to their feminine and just have faith that there is someone that is aligned out
Mhm.
there for them. But I think they look at the whole of what the culture looks like, and they just get discouraged and they go off on tangents and rants
Mhm.
and all these kind of things, and they develop these personas
Yeah.
where they are feeling more bossy and masculine and all that kind of thing. But I just think it's a lot of rhetoric being thrown around and everything's out of balance. But
I
I do
agree.
think femininity 100% exists in a healthy way. You just have to look for it now.
Now I hear a lot of some women are saying, "Oh, I want a man to put me in my femininity," or mainly that's what I hear, and I'm like, can you imagine a dude be like, "I want a woman to put me in my masculinity."
Right.
I personally feel you should kind of come like that,
You have to. You have to come with it.
right? So, do you feel like I'm not gonna play devil's advocate here. Is that a thing? Because I've met women who, for them, they get soft sometimes, or they get really super soft. Because I feel like I'm masculine, and it naturally puts them there. But I feel like that's them naturally. And for
Yeah.
the ones that I can't do it to, they have that masculine energy, and I'm like, well, I don't want that, so
Right.
I back away. Is that something you think could happen naturally, based on the dynamics of our difference, or they just got to
Which
come like
one?
that?
The man putting the woman naturally in her
Let's say
feminine?
both.
um, I feel like men should already come with the masculine.
Right.
We should already be taught that. A woman is not supposed to teach you that unless it's your mother, right? But a
Right.
woman that you're dating should not have to teach you how to be a man.
What about being comfortable though? Because I've been
She
in
should
situations.
provide a safe space
Okay.
because what happens is a lot of women that are in their masculine
Yeah.
uh, emasculate
Yeah.
a man and they try to challenge him every bend in the road.
Because they're always testing.
That is the toxic version of a woman being in her masculine, right?
Mhm.
The healthy version is a woman who is feminine, she's respectful, she just out of necessity had to fend for herself, and she has to go, she's a career woman, she's this and that, like she has to she's alone or she's by herself most of the time.
Yeah.
That's healthy being in your feminine because she's just doing what she has to do. When a man comes around, that's a man, they know how to they feel that. They know how to bow down to it. And not in a subservient way, just more
Yeah.
in a respectful, like, I'm comfortable. I could be girly. I could be, cuddled by him and all the things. And
Yeah.
a lot of women love that.
Yeah. It's a
But
thing.
I feel like men gotta come through already established as that. And we have to be able to discern though when the woman isn't hurt by having to be masculine. When she's toxic and when she's got a lot of defense mechanisms and all that kind of shit, that's you're gonna be bumping up against a wall
Yeah.
every from moment to moment with her.
Yeah.
Find a woman that is healthy in her mind, heart, spirit, body, and you can build from there.
I think you're right, because I've been around women where my nervous system is relaxed. And I know for them, their nervous system is constantly scanning. That's why they want to feel safe. And I've met a few men in my life where I'm like, oh, okay, I can relax. And it happened so naturally,
Mm-hmm.
where I slept, because it's
Right.
hard for me to just shut it off and sleep.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. And she was warm, soft, sweet. But of course, I've expressed this to other friends, and they were like, "Oh, you need a woman." No, bitch, I don't. I don't want someone to come at me with some punches.
Yeah, I don't know why they be saying that. You need a little spice in your life.
For
You need a
what?
little challenge. No, the
No, I
fuck I don't.
don't.
Oh, I'm very clear on that. I let them know. Like, no, the fuck I don't. You can get the fuck on out of my house,
No,
out of my
you
face.
need that. I don't need that. I don't think any man likes that. And
No
I've met.
person needs that.
Thank you.
No person needs constant
No.
conflict in their life. A woman doesn't need it from a man and vice versa. That's why I say we need to be looking for the healthy version of what it is that we want.
Yes.
So the healthy version of a woman who knows who she is. She's not toxic. She's not combative and argumentative. She's just looking to feel safe.
Mhm.
And if you can show up and provide that safe, she'll know it when she's around it
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh, it's like an animal thing, man. You just know.
Yeah,
I've met women where I'm like, I'm a man. It's like I just tap into it like
I had
I'm
a
that
woman.
guy.
I was on a date with her, and she said, and this is the first date, first time being in each other's presence.
Yeah.
She says, I don't know if you realize this, but at the end of the date, because she was calling an Uber to go to her house, she said, I don't know if you realize this, but you entered my space like a bodyguard who was on the street, who was just, people was walking by. She said, but you were so like protective, and I felt that energy from you. And I said, I didn't even realize I was doing it.
It happened naturally.
It's just the way I stand,
Yeah,
where I stand,
Yeah.
and how I'm monitoring, what's going on. Making
That's
sure.
cool she recognized that.
No, immediately. So, they'll feel it when it's coming from a man that's
Mhm.
locked in on that, walking on the outside of the street, opening the door for her. It's really basic shit.
I know. I've done that, and somebody I've dated in the past, it kind of freaked them out because this person was kind of forced to grow up early, and of course that's trauma. Where she was like, "Why are you driving all the time?" And I open. I'm like, "Bitch, who raised you? Of course I'm gonna open the door.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna drive and be that figure." And what it did to me was it was kind of demasculating me in a sense, which brings me to my next thing. I know women say they want a masculine man, but do they want a masculine man or a masculine man they can control?
Depends on the woman. And
Mhm.
this is why I keep saying you have to find the healthy version
Mhm.
of what you're looking for. It's not going to work with every woman
Yeah.
because some women are so scarred from their daddy not being there and from being fucked over by so many men that they've dated
Yeah.
that now they're on the attack. They don't even know it, but they're on the defense
Yep.
and the attack. And they don't want to believe you. They don't want to trust that you're actually a good guy. And most
Yeah.
of them don't know what a good man looks like anyway.
No.
So when you show up with things that they haven't experienced, when you show up with chivalry, you show up with kindness, you show up with intention, you show up with consistency, you're a good communicator. That is frazzling their minds. They don't know what to do with that. And it's not your job to teach. It's not your job to heal her. You know what I mean? So there is a version of a woman that has never experienced it.
Yeah.
And when it comes, she's open to receiving it.
Mm.
And she's not going to like self-sabotage the relationship. She's not going to start frivolous arguments. Even if she's not used to it, she'll be like, oh, damn, she'll say it. Damn, I'm not used to this, but thank you.
Yeah.
That's the healthy version. But if it's the one that, why you got to do it? Why you always opening my goddamn door? Why you always, it's like, yo, this ain't for me. I might give you 2 days. I might give you 2 days. But let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
You're not about to be yelling at me. There's no reason on this earth where you should feel like you should talk to me in a disrespectful way.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
I walk away. I don't argue, man. And that's my thing. I would never argue with a woman.
I
I
don't
have
argue.
a conversation.
Right.
And of course, some women are like, "Oh, you're not strong." I'm like, "No, I make sense."
You're wise.
Yeah. I mean, and I've learned this too, that for most women, if not all of them, they self-regulate by that way. They have to say something because they're very expressive.
Right.
Where we keep it in because we're like, problem, fix. That's why majority of the time women come to a guy and they're talking. I learned this later on in life. They don't want help. They just want to fucking talk.
Yeah, they just want to be heard.
Yeah,
They just
that's
want you
it.
to just sit there.
And you sit there, go, and then what the bitch say? Oh, fuck that girl,
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people, some of my friends, they're gonna kill me for this.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not gonna say them, but I've seen the whole happy wife, happy life thing. And here's my input on that. I feel like that's one way.
It is.
Because you're just saying, oh, everything revolves around your feelings.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
And I don't think that's fair.
It's not.
When you speak up about it, I mean, almost even strangers, happy wife, happy life. And I'm like, you can't express yourself? I'm not saying be mean.
Right.
But whatever happened to expressing yourself?
Well, it's not balanced.
There you go. That's
It's
the
not
word.
balanced. So that may work for them.
Yeah.
But how about this? It's actually not working. They got to keep saying that shit to remind them, oh, let me get in line. Let me get in line. Happy wife, happy life. That's what works for her. As long as she's happy, I can watch the game in peace. but are you fucking happy? So yeah, I'm to the point in this life
Uh-huh.
where I refuse to be in anything
Yeah.
that does not truly make me happy and give me space to make her happy or to add to her happiness. Because she should already come happy. I should already come to the table happy and whole and healed. And I think that's really the problem is you got a lot of unhealed people trying to
Exactly.
date each other.
Yeah.
And that's fucking the whole shit up. Literally.
Yeah. Um, I I've seen the one-sidedness of the relationship in that sense, but for some people, I feel it balances it, but I don't know if it's my ego saying, "Dude, you're a man. Why are you sacrificing so much?" But some people, it's like, it works. What do you say to that?
What works?
Like the whole
The
happy wife, happy life thing. Well, I'm like,
I
"Bro,
don't think it
why are
does
you"
work. I think they just learn to settle.
Okay. I felt the same, but I thought I was tripping.
Nah, they just learn to settle.
Okay.
And those people don't really believe they got options or they're cheating.
Hmm.
It may not be physically, but there's a work wife, a work husband. There's some other person, or even if they're constantly scrolling when they go take a shit away from their wife, they're just on the phone, or they might be DMing. That like,
You don't think it's just them being alone? Because I know I go in the bathroom, I'm by myself. I come
yeah.
home, I sit in the car for like 30 minutes.
I'm
That
just
alone
saying,
time.
there's a bunch of variables as to what it could be from house to house.
Mhm.
What I'm saying though is, I don't the people that you think the happy wife, happy life thing works for, I don't think they're truly happy or fulfilled. So if they're staying in that scenario, they either are financially codependent, um, there's children involved, they don't want to divorce because they feel like it'd just be too much of a hassle.
Mm.
So they just kind of coexist. I've seen this happen. And again, they either learn to settle and just grin and bear it, or there's some type of cheating or infidelity or something happens from that is not about us just coming together, finding a way for both of us to be happy. If it's all about if it's all about one person in general, because it's not just happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Some dudes are like, it's my way or the highway.
Right. Just a
So
balance.
there has to be balance if it's going to be successful.
Mm. Yeah, because I heard one story one time, one of my acquaintance um, saw something where I said about masculinity and stuff. And I guess, his person was like, well, you know, he can't handle, because I said I like soft. I said, oh, I like soft in a woman.
Mhm.
And I don't know how that person perceived that, but to me, when I say soft, I'm talking about that femininity. I'm not talking about being combative.
Mm.
It's gentle. I feel like for most men in their strongest, that gentleness of a woman kind of makes them more relaxed or make them
Yeah,
feel protective of them. And I like that because I feel like that self-regulate my nervous system. I'm like, oh, I can relax.
right.
And that person kind of said, in a sense of, oh, you're right, I can't handle a strong woman. And I'm like, that is as strong as a woman could get.
Yeah,
And I guess this person was trying to say she's stronger because she's combative.
yeah. That's the myth. They've
Yeah.
lied to themselves and said that. Anytime a woman says, I need a man that can handle me, she's basically saying, I need a man that's willing to put up with my bullshit toxicity. That's what she's saying.
I, I really don't
That's
understand that language. It's like
You shouldn't.
so the fact that I don't understand it's a good thing.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You should just walk away from that.
Yeah.
Any woman that wants you to manually,
Dim down.
not even dim down, just take her bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, make that make sense. So you're saying that you have the right to just have an attitude and mood swing and all this shit. And if I don't like it, I'm not strong enough to handle you, bitch. Bye. Therapy. How about therapy? Yeah, nah, I don't do none of that shit, Uriah.
I
I
I
do what the
I
fuck I want to do,
I agree with
but
you.
with respect. When I find a
Yes.
woman that I want to be with,
Yes.
queen, she's treated like a fucking queen.
Yeah, listen, I'm about that life. I know last time we trained together, shout out to Sensei, that we got deep about relationship. I've been in a couple situations where I really let go,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be real about it. It's hard for me to let go because as a fighter, as a warrior, how my mind kind of goes at 1,000 pace an hour, and I have to be kind of self-aware. I'm overly self-aware,
Mhm.
and it's like to calm that nervous system. And I found someone who I thought was good. And at the end of the day, I found out she was a complete narcissist. And you know what? At the given time, the way it happened, it needed to.
Mhm.
It was a self-awakening. I felt like God was like, "How dare you love someone more than me? And how dare you love someone more than
Mm.
yourself?"
Yeah.
And it
That's
unfolded.
good.
Yeah, it unfolded so dramatically. The discard, the love bomb, and I was so confused to a point where I had to see a professional to help me understand it. And she said, "Listen, the fact that you can't comprehend that is a good thing."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "How?" He's like, "Well, because you would never do that. That person kind of used you in that sense."
Right.
And what that caused me to do now is to just look at relationship completely different. I don't hate women. I love women. I mean, I have a mom and two sisters. I would protect them.
Same.
And, but I understand a female's nature. And I personally think for a man, it's important for him to chase his goal, his dream.
Mm.
And I always say a female or a woman is always an added asset to that. I'm not
Mm.
going to be like, "Oh my God." And that was the biggest mistake I made.
Mm.
If a female wanted to add to that, great. Doesn't mean I'm going to treat you differently. Doesn't mean I'm going to, do some Andrew Tate dumb shit of talking down to you.
Mm.
I'm always going to respect, but I'm never going to put that first. I'm always going to put my goals and my dreams first.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think to each their own.
Yeah.
Some people are more goal oriented, and their mate is fine with that.
Mm.
LeBron talks about that a lot. He's like, Savannah has always been go, just go. I got the house, I got the kids. Go live that dream because we're all benefiting from it. Let's not act like we're not, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, "You're not go."
Uh,
And there's some dynamics that don't work that smoothly, but um, if you're goal oriented, I think it's just important to communicate that. Let the woman know what
Communication.
that is, and if she's down to be like, you know what, I just love you and I want to support you and what you do,
Mm.
and as long as I'm taken care of, and as long as we are in this thing together,
Mhm.
and you still prioritize me, I don't think, certain women will be okay with that. And then there's others that's like, no, I'm all about my relationship is first, and the career is it's additive. It's secondary to
The
that.
woman is saying that for
No, I'm
herself?
saying the man.
Okay,
There's some
yeah.
men that are
Oh, a
like
relationship is
that
first,
are
yeah.
more about, yeah, I want to nurture my relationship.
Mm.
I'm already successful and I already have all the things I want. So even though, yeah, I already know I'm in autopilot when it comes to my career.
Mhm.
So I don't have to, like, it's not taking anything away from me to go have dates and to nurture this relationship with this woman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just to each their own. It depends on where you are in life, but I
Yeah.
don't think there's a wrong answer. As long as you're communicating with the person
Yeah.
that you're dealing with,
Yeah.
and you're honest and transparent, but intentional, I think you're setting yourself up for success.
Yeah. I agree. I think you said a lot of men are settling, and
Mm-mm. No, I'm saying when we're talking about the happy wife, happy life
right.
scenario,
Yeah,
I think in that example,
yeah.
a lot of men
Yeah, that's
are
what I meant.
settling
My
there.
apologies.
Yeah.
In that sense, because to each their own, of those men in that given situation that are settling,
Mhm.
that's basically being on autopilot, right?
That's a different version of autopilot.
Mm.
That's autopilot in the sense of survival,
Okay.
emotional survival. It's
Okay.
like, I feel trapped. I feel like I'm not happy. I can't tell her because she's going to blow up and we're going to have an argument. So most men, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of fucking men that just exist
Yeah.
because they don't feel like they can talk to anybody. And a lot of men are too proud or prideful to go to therapy. And they think it's a stigma on that. They think that means something's wrong with them if they're going to see a therapist. So they don't even know that that's available to them, or
I used to be
they
that.
wouldn't even think that. I was like
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even think that that's helpful,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I'm talking about when I say men are settling, I'm talking about a specific
Specific.
example of a toxic, out of balance
Right.
relationship,
Right.
more so.
And how do you feel, or what? How would you feel someone could get out of that?
How would I
And
feel?
yeah, or like, what's a good encouragement? Because I have a feeling some people would be seeing this and be like, he's right,
Mm,
but maybe I have a kid, or maybe there's certain circumstance where I can't.
yeah. Yeah, that's tough. And I'm not a therapist, so I can't professionally tell anybody what to do. But what I would encourage is communication. Communication and just saying, look, put your balls on the table and talk to that woman and tell her why you're not happy. And if she's receptive, you may have unlocked something that you didn't know was there. Maybe she was waiting for you to talk to her the whole time. Maybe she's settling too.
Hmm.
Or maybe she feels like it's y'all both are just existing because there's no real dialogue. Y'all are in a routine now. Y'all both come home from work. Y'all eat together. Ask the kid what homework they have. Help them with the homework. Get them, bathe them, put them to bed. There's a routine. They go to bed. The kid goes to bed 6:37 ish. You and the wife go to bed 9, 10. When do y'all really have time for quality time to really have conversations? Yeah, you have to talk. You could be in a routine because that's some people's lives. That's just what they have. But at some point, if the routine becomes so mechanical and performative, you start to lose touch with each other. You
Mm.
start to lose that connection. And if you're with a happy wife, happy life kind of a woman, chances are she's selfish, so she doesn't really care about what you want. So when are you going to stand up for yourself and say, either can we talk about this? Can we change some things? Can we work through and make sure that I feel taken care of also?
Yeah.
And if that is, several dead ends,
Mhm.
then you might have to start looking at what it looks like to separate and find happiness elsewhere.
Do you feel being that position, some men feel like they're opening up? Because I've heard, don't open up. I think Shaq said it. Don't open up because some of these women could use it against you.
Hmm.
And in the past, I'm like, oh, I'm going to open up. Yeah, you can open up to me. And I open up, and surely enough, and that makes it hard for me to want to open up.
I'm going to talk to you like a martial artist. There's a version of when when you're teaching,
Yeah.
right? There's a level of openness that you have to be to communicate with the students and to teach them. So you welcome them into your class, literally. You open your arms, shake hands, you open the information. You say, here's how you do this, here's how you stand, here's how you punch, here's how you breathe, here are the drills. You welcome them into your space with the knowledge that you have,
Hmm.
and you give them access to you and the knowledge. But at no point can one of those students fire off on you without you always being ready
Aha.
and always you know what to look for.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if one of those students fire off on you, however you choose to handle it, you can choose to grab their wrist, just subdue them. If you want to do them bodily harm, you can do that. Kick their leg out, whatever your method is to nullify and to neutralize that out of pocket student is going to be up to you. But you know that person is a problem, and you have to fix that or get them out. But the rest of them, they're there to learn. So there's a version of openness that we can be with our hearts when it comes to relationships without it being, I'm afraid to open up because if I do, I might get attacked.
Hmm.
No, we're always ready. But you should open up
Yeah.
just to be able to say, I just want to be able to be myself. I want to be able to talk. I want to feel safe. It doesn't make me soft. It doesn't make me weak. I just want to be able to talk and hear you too. Like, we should be able to talk to each other if you're my lady and have strong dialogue or simple dialogue or fun dialogue. But we should be. But for men to be afraid to open up, I understand why. But if you look at it from a standpoint of, I can open up without giving you,
Full access.
it's not even full access. It's full access without feeling like I'm in danger. I'm never in danger if I'm opening up, it may hurt a little bit if something happens where she weaponizes your emotions or brings something up from a very personal conversation and she uses it in an argument later.
Hmm.
But that's like the student that you now have to kick out the class that tried to fire off on you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she weaponizes it and she does it frequently. This is somebody that you gotta narrow the guard on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta protect now. It's like, oh, I gave her that in confidence
Uh,
and in security, thought that I was safe by sharing this piece of information or that I have a mom issue in this area. And then she turns around and says, you just like your mom. Wow. That's the student in the class that's firing off.
mm.
So you can choose to neutralize the student, teach them a lesson, and see if they're suitable to stay in that class with the other students and you, or you got to kick them all the way out. So you can leave a woman that does that to you, or if you see that she can handle the openness with respect, like the other students in the class that are there to learn and they're there to just be in communion with you and learn what you have to learn what you have to give them. At some points, you're going to learn from them because everybody is different, right?
So setting that boundary at the same time.
It's a boundary you have to have. You can
gotta
be
have that.
open with strong boundaries, and those are really healthy.
No, I like that. I think that's perfect because it's saying you got to do what you got. You what you got to do. You still got to go in the fire. Yeah, you're gonna get burned, but you got to do it. And I think at the end of the day, a woman will still have respect, especially after, let's say, she weaponizes. Like, all right, man, I'm not going on that route. I told you in confidence. If this is your reality, I'm not doing this. And I think a lot of women like that and respect that because I know deep down a lot of women want to submit to that masculinity, but it's so weaponized that
Yeah,
they
from
don't
the
even know
wrong
where.
woman, it's weaponized. And I would say shift your mind on, don't look at it as fire. Don't look at it as I got to go in the fire.
Mm,
If I'm opening up, that's fire. No, it could be water.
mm.
It could be water. Water is cool. You could float in it. You could swim in it. Sure. I mean, like Bruce Lee said, water can change forms and do all these things, but it could also become a hurricane. It can also be these things. But instead of projecting the worst in your mind, expect the best. Look for the best.
There's a quote that comes to mind when I hear that. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change.
Simple as that.
No, I like that. Actually,
Simple as that.
I had a good question for you. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's a good one. What's something women blame men that you think is complete bullshit?
Say that one more time.
What's something women blame men? Like, what's something women
That
blame
women
men
blame men for.
for that you think is complete bullshit?
Hmm. I got to think about that one. I mean, it's a few things, but I can't pinpoint what do women blame men for? I would say anything that is a personal, like, you made me cheat. You made me go. Anything that is a personal thing that you went out to do,
Yeah.
you can't blame a man for that. Well, you didn't pay attention to me, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't.
That's some narcissist shit.
Yeah. That's some
Like, why'd you
narcissist.
cheat on me? Why'd you go through my phone? What?
Yeah, the gaslight shit. Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, I think that kind of thing is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I would say the same question in reverse. What are something men blame women for that's bullshit? Or what do you think? Because obviously a woman would answer that better.
I mean, I would say it's the same in reverse.
Yeah.
You know, men men are real good at why'd you go through my phone then? If you ain't go to my phone, we wouldn't be having these problems. Nah, you should have been you shouldn't have been DMing at Big Booty Hole 35. you shouldn't have slid, brother.
Okay. Do you feel like women can still be independent and still need a man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the healthy version.
Mm-hmm.
An independent woman she's not independent because she doesn't want a man or doesn't need a man.
You
She's
think
just
she's independent
independent.
because she has to?
Yeah,
Because
she's
that's what
independent
I
'cause
hear a lot of time. Oh, I have to.
Yeah, she's independent because she has to be.
All right.
But the healthy woman that's independent, that her independence does not negate or is not in opposition of a man in her life.
Mhm.
I'm sure any independent woman would tell you that.
You think, like, successful men are happy single?
Depends on the man. Because there's a version of successful men who've been in multiple relationships that didn't work,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "I'm done. I will I will never be in a relationship because the dynamic it's just too much it's too much emotional responsibility to
Mhm.
carry." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, when you get into relationships, there is something, there's something called, I feel like there's an entitlement where the person feels like they have you
Mhm.
and they take you for granted after a while and they just kind of start talking to you weird and however they want to talk, um, doing whatever they want to do and thinking that, again, because they have you, that you won't react or you won't leave. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think everything's a balance, bro.
Yeah, no, I like that. If there's one thing you've been consistent with is the balance and to
Hmm.
not take the side and of course to kind of frame it in the middle, be like, you're here, this is here, here's the truth, that could be the truth, but there's also this. So now there's a choice instead of saying it's one dimensional.
Hmm.
And that's what I feel like a lot of people are doing is like, you're not over here, you're not over here. And I love that example of changing the narrative. It could be water
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, we want to be loved, right? I mean,
Hmm.
I love the presence of a woman to make me feel comfortable, cool, calm, collected, and safe. Vice versa, I know it works hell for their nervous system, and it goes back to communication. I love how you tap into that so naturally. You know, obviously you're a stud in your field. Def Jam, Wild Out is my favorite, by the way,
Thank you, man.
because I love how you go out there and you just kill it. And I know you work in something on Fox.
Oh yeah, we did some stuff way back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Did Fox show.
But
Yeah, yeah.
you've accomplished a lot, and I'm gonna leave you with this. What title would you give this chapter in your life today?
Hmm. I think I think I'm in my seafood.
Ooh.
I think I'm in my seafood. I'm not a grandmaster, but I've experienced enough to share and to teach and to guide while also still learning myself and freely doing it. Not because I have to, not for survival. I'm doing it because it's elective. I'm choosing to do it. I'm in a place where I'm happy enough to be able to choose it. Um, but yeah, there's a wisdom thing that God put on my life that it just comes out. Like we weren't planning to have that conversation after training, but something just you know what I mean? It
Yeah, yeah,
tapped
yeah.
in. So I was like, nah. And then when you called me about today, I was like, yo, okay, got it. But there is some part of me, even when I'm on stage, right?
Yeah.
If you come tomorrow to the show, you'll see there's something about me that is teaching all the time. Even when I'm being funny,
Yeah.
there's a lesson in it.
Mhm.
And I can't really get away from it. And I don't even try at this point. It just is what it is.
You might be one of God's prophet, man. I feel like I'm same too.
Mm-hmm.
I've dove deep into my name. Apparently, I've been reincarnated over 30,000 years now. I was King David's right hand man who sent Uriah into the
Mm.
battle
Mm-hmm.
because King David committed adultery with
Mm-hmm.
Bathsheba, and whatever kid. I was a Spartan. I mean, I did some weird research,
Right.
but everything came back consistent. I was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I was someone that stand for justice, stand for what's right. I was the one that fought the system in that sense, and it's always something I've always been done. So
Mm-hmm.
you might be a teacher, man. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're busy, and I appreciate you taking the time.
For sure, brother.
And yeah, this was the Hall Pass. I'm happy to have the stud, and we'll see you next time. Stay black.